Addict named Christopher. I like to thank my higher power, who I choose to call Jesus Christ, for allowing me this opportunity to get things right. This was just on my mind. Black people. Speaking to my foundational Black Americans. There's no need to explain yourself to anyone. This whole child situation, the Asian store owner who shot and killed the young black guy for being accused of running out of the store with a bottle of water. So now the get back is that black people are connecting spiritually, one-minded, getting on accord, which is what they say we don't do, right? And boycotting Asian boutiques, stores, and restaurants. A lot of stuff that, we grew up with, with these people in our neighborhood. Asian restaurants and Chinese food, shrimp fried rice and wigs and weaves and fingernails and all that and all that stuff, man, is gonna have to be let go. A huge possibility, at least. And black people are getting on accord with accepting that, because we've been going without for the last few years anyway. So what's another let go, And as a result, you got a lot of these Asian people getting on live, viral, talking about how they're mad at us for even conceiving the thought of letting of quitting the antagonisms of their business. And so whenever black people get on a court like this, it can be harsh. It's going to be harsh, because black people, we get real foundational Black Americans. We get really, we get really grim towards you if you definitely outside the community, But that's just what it takes. That's what it takes. And then when we do that, this is the piece. Then you get some Uncle Tom Negroes and niggettes, some Aunt Toms, right? Who will explain and coddle the opposition. This is the crux of what I'm talking about. So, for example, when we get black people in a circle, we start talking about we leaving them the hell alone. And then the opposition wants to come in and find out why, And then when we respond, it's harsh. Because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that. And it's going to be harsh. And then when we show our disdain towards them, and then they're forced to walk off, you get some Uncle and Aunt Toms walking away with the opposition with their arms around them, coddling them, explaining to them why we're doing what we're doing. We don't want to see that. See, a huge piece of that was the Gen X generation, coddling the opposition. No, it's none of that. We're never coddled. Foundational Black Americans, we're never coddled by the opposition when they decide to ban and disparage us. No one has ever come into our defense, but we've been throughout history coming to everybody else's. If it wasn't for our foundational Black American grandparents and grandfathers and grandmothers during the 60s fighting for anybody to be over here. I'm going to say for anybody to be over here. Our grandfathers during World War I and World War II, Cold War, our black men have fought in every war in this country and died for the right for everybody to be over here. Fought in wars that really didn't even involve us, only to come back over here to be met with the same vitriol, often by the same people who we went to war and to fight for. Let that resonate with you. That's history. We ain't got to Google that. And you get some, and now you got some of these Asians mad. You got them going on YouTube, going on social media, talking about they dare black people to stop antagonizing their business. Let me tell you something. If foundational black Americans stop antagonizing y'all business, you will prove no more important to the white supremacist power structure, because you were only over here as a buffer class. I'm going to go there. The majority of these foreign owned businesses that are placed in almost in the heart of black cities, you were only placed there by the white supremacist power structure as a buffer class and as a means of ciphering out the black dollar, because we were at war with white people. So they couldn't just set up shop in black communities. The jig was up on them. The gig was up. So they had to use people of color to come in and infiltrate and do the job of white supremacy, because they knew that we were less volatile towards them and hostile. So that's the only reason you hear. But here's the piece. When they did that, you agreed to it. I be trying not to go there. And I be trying to, keep my mouth shut on the issues of, civil unrest, economic inequalities, social injustice, and racism and white supremacy. I do my best to keep my mouth shut on it, However, from time to time, you guys need to be reminded. When white supremacy said we can't get in where those niggas are, we need you, foreigner, to go in and infiltrate for us. And the application was anti-blackness, and you applied for it and accepted the terms. That's just facts. But black people, I need y'all to stay on the court. I'm not saying get on the court. I'm gonna keep getting on the court. But for those of us who already are and understand the grift, stay on the court. But watch some of these people who come in who look black on the outside, but they have a white supremacist mindset. Those are tethers. We call those tethers. If they black skin And they come in and just because they have black skin, we let them in, but they're on the outside talking to the opposition about how black people don't do this and black people don't do that. Those are tethers. Watch out for them. Those are the grifters. If you were silent during the Biden administration, while all of this debauchery was going on, all this demonic legislation was being put into play, and you ain't have nothing to say by then, and during that time, and then when Trump gets in office, all of a sudden now everybody is pro-black again. Those are tethers. Because an injustice is an injustice no matter what face it has on. No, this has to be B1. Black first. Particularly foundational black Americans, because we have to exercise our unity. That's nothing against our African brothers, our Haitian brothers and sisters. It's nothing against y'all, because a lot of y'all are writers, but you still have tethers in y'all sphere that sell y'all out over there in Africa. Y'all still have to call out those coons. And we got our coons over here who we have to sell out. Who sell us out, who we have to call out. Forgive me. Who we have to call out. So again, we have these people. The point of me talking this morning is, again, when black people get on code, everybody always love talking about how black people don't get along. We don't come together. We don't do this. We don't do that. But yet here we are doing it. And whenever we exercise it, because it doesn't always necessarily look and come in the package that you expected it to, you criticize it. But nonetheless, the underlining key message is that we are unified. We understand and are understanding that the black dollar is dominant. We are the largest consumers in this country. And when we pull back our dollars, that's revolutionary. So when we say we're not going to antagonize these Asian businesses or establishments, they get on here on social media, the Asians, talking about how they dare us to. Say, if we do, say goodbye to Jordan, say goodbye to technology and all that type of stuff. They don't know where we come from. So we're on code. And then you get some Uncle and Aunt Tom, some coons who want to coddle the opposition and explain to them why we are doing what we're doing. There's no need to explain. They already know. White America knows. Asian America knows. Arab American. They all know what black people, what foundational black Americans have been through in this country. And everywhere in the world, they know our history. Most know it better than most black people. So when we decide to say, okay, no more, we're pulling back from y'all, There's no need to explain that. And let me tell you something. If you do get a chance, let me talk to black men. If you do get a chance to explain, let they ass have it. Don't pull no punches. If you have to explain to a white person, an Arab person, anybody, your own people, if you have to explain to anybody what racism and white supremacy is and what we've gone through, stop pulling punches. See, that comes from that intellectual era. You know, I was a part of that, where we had to articulate it to such a degree because we didn't want to give you the raw truth. We had to find a way to articulate and flower up the raw truth and stride the fence so that it wouldn't run you away, because we knew that the harsh truth, it would only create resistance in the listener. But that's where we are today. There is no negotiation. Be straightforward. If they walk away, fuck them. If they start getting in their feelings, to hell with them. Tell them the truth. God will supply another way. The God of our understanding, our higher power, has made a way for us our whole lives, since our whole sojourn here in America. So people often don't want to tell the raw truth because they feel like a opportunity may be missed or something, or they don't want to offend the wrong person. To hell with them. God will make another opportunity. You got to tell the truth. These people already know what we've been through, what we go through, what we are going through. They already know. Let them have it, because in the final analysis, they ain't pulling punches on you. Not only are they not pulling punches on you, but they're showing it in their actions how they feel. But I can get on this Jeremy ad. I don't even want to really get on it. Cause then I don't want to conjure up the spirit of the ancestors. I don't want to even conjure up the spirit of the ancestors. I'm just speaking on truth right now. If the ancestors get a hold of me, everybody's the devil. The ancestors have been through it. They didn't see what's real and what's not. And once they occupy a vessel, when the ancestors occupy a vessel, it's a wrap. They might not let you go. I'm speaking from experience. But again, in closing, no need to explain yourself to anyone. And what I mean by that is that in this situation with that child situation, the store owner who shot down that young black boy for being accused of stealing a bottle of water. He chased this young boy down and shot him and killed him because of a bottle of water. And so now because the jury found him not guilty, usually black people or black organizations would come up and get people out there in the street marching and protesting. But then when that happens, you get these, these Democrats who send out antagonists and opportunists. Okay, Black Lives Matter. And then the anarchists come in with masks, start throwing bricks and stuff through buildings and setting it on fire. Then it becomes a riot. So black people aren't doing that today. Instead, we're evolving and getting more on code and saying the power is in the dollar. So instead, black people have said, well, let's come together and just extract our dollars out of these institutions, these Asian institutions. Let's just stop antagonizing their businesses, and that's going to do more harm than good to them. And whenever black people come together, huddle up, and start talking about how we need to continue to stay together, the opposition always shows itself. Be it white, Asian, Arab, they always want to show up and come into our circle. And then they often approach with hostility, and then they want to question, why y'all doing this? Why y'all doing that? And then we have to respond harshly. And then when the opposition is pushed away, you get some Uncle and Aunt Toms who want to walk away with the opposition with their arms around them, explaining why black people are doing what we're doing, coddling the opposition. That has to stop. That's done. There's no more coddling the opposition. We can't care how people feel anymore. They don't care about how we feel. This is a new generation. That was big with the Gen X generation, that coddling the opposition, explaining to them. They already know. They know the history. They know the political landscape and scope. So there's no need to explain yourself. So that's just that's just a quick take on it I have, Black people stand on business. Foundational Black Americans, FBA, stand on business, man. Tell the truth, regardless who likes it or not. I'm an addict named Christopher. Thank you for allowing me to share.